You wanted to see me, headmaster?
Bernard, yes. Now, as our new head of music, I wanted your thoughts on the playlist for the carol service.
You can't go far wrong with Jingle Bells, can you?
I'm afraid our kids can. Usually by inserting the phrase Cochrane smells in the first verse. Jingle bells, Cochrane smells, feed like mouldy cheese.
Poor old Mr. Cochrane, well, he does have the requisite scanning surname, doesn't he?
Afraid so, and the requisite foot odour problem.
If you'd rather we left that one out.
Yes, please, to be on the safe side.
Right, well, I trust you haven't got anyone who objects to Deck the Halls.
I do, as it happens.
Who?
The Halls, Rod and Sue, all over Facebook last year, saying how it had cited the school bullies to hit their two boys.
Eh?
As in a bunch of them decided to deck the halls with some rather sturdy boughs of holly, appropriately enough.
Right, I see.
As if the matching Christmas jumpers were nothing to do with it. A lot of silly nonsense, but all the same.
To be on the safe side.
Yes, better to leave it out. And then there's Mrs. Winnow, of course, mother of Donald, from year 8. Apparently it's caused him to be bullied too.
Sorry, what has?
The 5th line, Don we now, as in Don Winnow.
Don Winnow, gay apparel.
Fa-la-la, fa-la-la, fa-la-la.
Yeah, but that doesn't even make sense.
That's what I thought, Bernard. But the TikTok mashup got 10,000 hits by the end of term. He's out of therapy now, of course, but it's still a sensitive subject.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. Well, that's pretty safe ground, surely.
No, that one has been blacklisted by the school management team. It's contrary to school values.
Are you all mad?
It starts out nicely enough, granted, but by the 3rd verse, it's basically descended into a doorstep siege for figgy pudding.
You're not serious.
We won't go into we've got some, we won't go into we've got some. You have to admit it does have a rather odd sense of menace for a light-hearted seasonal ditty.
Give me strength. Okay, well, what about Silent Night?
Now that depends on whether the chair of governors will be there. Miss Broadbeam is rather sensitive about the line, round yon virgin.
What, because, she's a virgin?
And a little round, unfortunately. The two may be related.
Headmaster, I don't want to tread on any toes, but if I'm going to be leading the carol service, then we have to have Little Donkey.
And I support you on that, Bernard, 100%.
Thank you.
Providing the growth hormones work.
Growth hormones?
The ones they're pumping into Donald Key from year 11. I mean, all the Key kids have been small, but this little runt must be half gnome or something.
You've lost me.
He's little Donald Key, Bernard. Little Don Key. We can't sing Little Donkey if Little Donkey is still Little Donkey. I'll have the whole brood of keys in here, waving their tiny fists at me. It'll turn into a proper ding-dong. But if the hormones have worked by December, you can definitely have it. In fact, you can play it twice if you like.
Well, I might have to.
Although it will be a bit of a shame if his voice breaks.
Can he sing?
Not a bit. But his piercing falsetto does provide a lovely counterpoint to Miss Broadbeam's rich baritone. Ring out those bells tonight, Bethlehem, Bethlehem. Follow that star tonight, Bethlehem, Bethlehem.